Well, hello, friends. I hope you're having a great day today. Welcome to Friday's edition of Take 5. We're in the Friends series. The message this week was entitled BFF, and that just stands for Biblical Faces of Friendship. We've been going through and seeing what the Bible teaches us about being a true biblical friend and also what we can expect to receive as well. It's going to take some work on everybody's part to be able to do this because we've had such a narrow, watered down idea of what a friend is. We reduced it to really an acquaintance or, a buddy or something like that. And I think we've learned so far that it's so much more than that. In fact, we learned this week that a true biblical friend is really closer as being family to us than even our own blood or our own DNA. Because it's a friendship by spirit. It's a friendship that was designed by God. And so that's something that we should cherish. It's something that we should long for. It's something that the Bible tells us over and over that we should choose wisely these friends that we want to be in the inner circle and be a part of our life connected in that way. We've got one more thing we're going to talk about today. And I think this one is just as important as everything else we've discussed. This last one is simply this: a true friend is your intercessor. A true friend is your intercessor. Now, an intercessor is one who is praying for you and on your behalf. Basically, they're entreating God on behalf of your needs. They're not concerning themselves with theirs or anything else. So what they do is they unselfishly lay their own needs down so that they can focus their faith and their prayer and their intercession all on you. They have committed themselves to you. They are mediating to God, entreating God, talking to God, praying to God, beseeching God on your behalf, forsaking themselves, and they are considering you. Now, it'd be very hard to find someone that's willing in today's society to forget about their own needs, wants, and desires and focus on you. And that's not just in physical things. You can find that in spiritual things as well, because let's just face it, we're really selfish by nature. I mean, I know that's kind of hard for me to say like that. But the fact is, it's true. We're just selfish by nature. We focus on ourselves. We have this tendency to more than we do any other. And that's proven in everything in society. It's proven by the way you find people fighting and the murders that you see in society and the heinous crimes that you've seen in society. The divorce rate even proves that many people are more focused on themselves than they are on someone else. And so that's what we need to become, is that true biblical friend. And that's what we also need to search for, is someone that loves God enough that they're willing to love you over themselves. Proverbs 20 and verse 6 says, many will say that they are loyal friends, but it's really hard to find someone who's truly reliable. When it comes to prayer and faith and fasting and intercession, it can be very hard to find somebody that'll do whatever it takes to see you get a breakthrough that you need in your life. If you have been blessed with a person or a group of friends who will do this for you, let me tell you something, friend. You should be very grateful because God has granted you the biblical blessing of true friendship. There was a great example given of this, I believe, in the scriptures. In Mark chapter 2, the Bible said that Jesus came to Capernaum, and after some days it was heard that he was in the house. And immediately many people gathered there, and so that there was no longer room to receive them, not even near the door. And he preached the word to them. And Luke said, and the power of God was there to heal. So Jesus is teaching the word, and there's a healing service happening. He's just healing people left and right. Then they came to him, bringing a paralytic who was carried by 4 men. And when they could not come near him because of the crowd, they uncovered the roof where he was. So when they had broken through, they let down the bed on which the paralytic was lying. When they had broken through. And so when it comes to this idea of having friends to be our intercessor, sometimes you don't get your breakthrough unless your friends break through for you. Sometimes it's just that way. Sometimes you find yourself like this man right here, this paralytic. Sometimes you need to be able to depend on other people's faith. The next verse said, when Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic, son, your sins are forgiven you. So this man was healed that day on the cusp, on the power of the faith of his 4 friends. They did everything necessary that they could do to bring him to Jesus. Now, this was no small task, lowering him down through the roof and doing what they had to do to get him there. I don't want you to get the picture that they had to go up and their roof was just made of palm branches or something like that, and they just had to move these palm branches up. No, these Middle Eastern houses had flat tops, and they were tile tops. They were very hard tops, stony tops, in that they could walk on them and go up there and relax on them and eat on them. You know, we even read a couple of weeks ago, or Timothy did rather, where Bathsheba took a bath on top of the house. So this was not some light little thatch roof. This was a very hard, stony, tiled roof that they had to dig through. And that's why the Bible said they dug through it and when they broke through. So not only did they have to break through the tile, but then they had to move the ceiling joists, the beams that were up there, to be able to get a full-size man down through there. So this was not some light thing that these guys did. This man's friends went out of their way, not to mention they carried him there. That was hard enough. They carried him there. They got him up on the roof, however they did, by ladder or staircase or whatever the case was. They had to get him up there, and so they struggled and got him up there. They struggled and got him through the roof, and finally they got him to Jesus where he was healed. I just want to know today, have you been that kind of friend to someone lately? And number 2, have you ever experienced that kind of friendship from the friends you hang around? If you haven't, either case, if you've not been that or experienced that, friend, let me encourage you today to begin to strive to be a biblical friend and to search for biblical friends, because somewhere along the way, I promise you, I don't care who you are, whether it's me or the next guy that comes along, you're going to find yourself in a situation and in a position where you need somebody to help you believe, if not somebody to believe for you, because sometimes you end up flat on your back, paralyzed, crippled, unable to move because of the circumstances in your life, just like this man was. And that's when you need godly friends to intercede on your behalf. Well, hey, I've got to get out of here. It's been good being with you this week. I look forward to worshiping with you on Sunday. We're going to have a great time. Teen Challenge is going to be with us. I always love seeing those guys. Hey, have a great weekend, everyone. And remember this, when you trust the Lord, you know that He will never fail you.